Welcome back to I've Got Something to Tell You, and Happy New Year's Eve! Colleen is not here with me today because she's very sick and she lost her voice, but she will be back next week for our 50th episode, so don't worry. And that's right, I said 50. That is wild to me. So anyway, I feel like it's a little symbolic that our last episode is landing on New Year's Eve, because as we know, New Year's Eve is all about reflection and represents leaving what you want behind in the year prior before stepping into the new year as a new version of yourself. And I've been doing some reflecting on our podcast. For those of you who are new here, tuning in for the first time, or if you're just relatively new to our podcast, you wouldn't know that we had the idea for this podcast a few years ago, but we never really brought it into fruition until 2025. It was something we both really wanted to do, but that's where timing comes in. And me and Colleen talk about this all the time. For example, myself from a few years ago would not have been able to handle recording and hearing my own voice. And I would not be able to handle a live show, that is for sure. What I'm getting at is when you guys are doing your vision boards or even just imagining what your new year's going to look like, all the goals you want to accomplish, remember that sometimes it begins with just planting the seed. Whether that's having the conversation, whether that's just making a Pinterest board, your manifestations can be overnight for sure, but sometimes it needs to bloom. And with that being said, 2026, we have so much planned for you guys. We have more live shows, new merch, and we may or may not have planned some side quests of going to haunted locations and doing spirit box sessions. Colleen will love that part. Also, quick reminder, our next live podcast will be on January 10th, 6 p.m. at Jared's Coffee Shop. This will be such a fun one, and I hope to see you guys there. And you can keep up with any of our announcements, posts, everything on our Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at IGSTTYpod. We have all of the information for our upcoming shows posted on social media, so go ahead and look there if you need a reminder. But anyway, let's get into this episode. For New Year's Eve, we wanted to do something special. This will not be a solo episode. Colleen will be here in spirit because we both took time to reflect on all of our past episodes. And we picked out our favorite stories that the other one has told. So my favorite story Colleen told is on episode 21. And the name of the episode is Doppelgangers and Death by Jazz Hands. And first of all, that title is perfection, so shout out to Colleen for that. It makes me laugh every time. But anyway, I love this story because aside from the murder, obviously, it's hilarious. I also love an unsolved case with a lot of theories, especially ones that include paranormal theories. And so after my pick, the second portion, which is Colleen's pick, you'll be hearing episode 6, That's One Bad Witch. This story is about the one and only Bell Witch. And I asked Colleen why she chose this episode, and I'm going to read directly from her text message. So Colleen's message said, I picked the Bell Witch because I have brought her up more times than I can count this year. Anytime something feels especially unhinged or powerful, I'm like, that's Bell Witch level. She's iconic. Taylor did such an amazing job telling this story. Thank you. And it genuinely stayed with me. I love a good revenge story. I love an independent woman. And the Bell Witch really delivers on both. She was so determined, so locked in on her goals. And those goals were very specifically to terrorize a man, which I respect. Obviously, there were casualties along the way, but the focus, the commitment, the sheer follow-through, unmatched. That's why this one stuck with me all year. Dang, it's like Colleen is in the room with us. So first up, Colleen is going to take us to New Orleans and tell us the wild story of the Axeman.
So my story is going to take place in a city that I think one day we need to go to. Have you ever been to New Orleans?
No,
Okay,
I want to.
I know. And do you remember when our parents went to Jazz Fest at one time and they both happened to be there at the same time?
Like we should have been there with them.
Like, I remember you sending me a picture. I was like, my parents are there too.
They're like both just living their best lives.
Yeah,
and
just
we're here.
not inviting us anywhere. But anyway, so yeah, my story is going to take place in New Orleans. And
Cool.
all right, let's just get right into it. So, setting the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I know I just said I don't like historical, but and I was like, I'm going to be putting my foot in my mouth like the second that I said that. So, oops.
Whoopsies.
The whoopsies are going to happen every episode. I mean, it's 1918, so at least it's not like 1800s. So,
oh, okay.
Listen, I cannot.
Mine was way too old. You're like, I like a little historical.
Kyle's gone. I can't seem to like take care of myself.
You're like, I'm just gonna blame Kyle.
Yeah, his fault. But so it is 1918 New Orleans, and this city is hopping. So it's buzzing with life and energy. And even though we're more than like 100 years from the New Orleans that we know today, you can already see that the pieces are coming together and like the city's really starting to grow. So what's going on in 1918? We've got a growing working class population. People like butchers and dock workers and grocery store owners are starting to make a living, and a lot of these folks are immigrants. They're mostly Italian, Irish, and German, and they're building these like tight-knit family-based communities. So a lot of people are migrating into New Orleans to take advantage of like the growing working class and the ability to open their own business, especially people immigrating. Mm-hmm. So, but New Orleans isn't just about hard work, it's also about art. And at the center of it all is jazz. Mm-hmm. And jazz is everywhere. It's like blasting out of bars. Like they talk about it, like you would just walk the streets and just hear music and stuff. So it's kind of this like magical moment of like all these artists and people making a life for themselves, all moving into the city. And then this era of jazz is like around like the time of Louis Armstrong. And I'm going to sound so ignorant. I've never heard this person's name before. So then I went into a deep dive of like who he was.
Louis Armstrong?
No, I knew who Louis Armstrong is. I'm not an absolute idiot. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say I'm kind of surprised.
I did not mean to snap at you like that.
I mean, understandable.
But Jelly Roll Morton was another guy that was really big during that time.
Wait, Jelly Roll?
Yeah. And
Isn't
so
there a recent Jelly Roll?
There's a recent
too?
Jelly Roll, and I did Google it because that's what I thought too.
Was he like inspired by the...
I looked it up because I thought maybe he was inspired, but it was a nickname that he had as like a kid. But maybe his mom knew.
Nickname?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that nickname.
Like, do not call me Jelly Roll.
I
would probably cry.
Kill you. Yeah. I would never, I would never recover. But so it's like this like very like thriving like jazz time.
Yeah.
So it's exciting and new, jazz is exciting and new, and people love dancing to it. They drink to it and they're just living their lives. So New Orleans is becoming the place if you wanted to have a good time. However, while the city is growing, someone's always got to ruin the party, and that buzzkill.
Party pooper.
Not yet. So the buzzkill is the Spanish flu.
Oh.
And the Spanish flu was brutal. It hit in 1918, and it was one of the deadliest pandemics in history. It was a virus that infected a third of the world's population and killed millions of people.
That is a buzzkill.
It was a buzzkill. And New Orleans was hit hard. But so also because New Orleans is a port city, it's a major hub for trade. So like while they have all of these like trade workers coming in, they also have people constantly coming and going from the port. So ships are docking, goods are being unloaded, and workers are moving around the city like crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's like this perfect storm and spread is what I just combined, just so you know.
The perfect storm.
Yep. for the virus to spread. So at the time, people didn't really understand how the flu worked. They didn't know about germs or how diseases spread. So the idea of social distancing wasn't even a thing. Instead, you had crowded streets, packed neighborhoods, and these like open air markets where people will just fill them up, and they would have like different merchants and stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
So despite the flu wiping out people left and right, New Orleans just kept on moving. The city did not shut down like you'd expect. People still went to work. They still gathered in bars and still danced to jazz. It was like they were trying to party their way through the apocalypse.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. So we've got the city that is like alive, like even in the middle of the pandemic. So New Orleans is still doing its thing. And even though with all that jazz, something dark is brewing.
I can hear that in your voice that you're really excited to
I
say.
was really excited.
She had her hand on her.
I did a
even with all that jazz.
Yeah.
I can just hear it.
Thank you.
Cue the round of applause.
Thank you. Well, so now we get into something darker, because in May 1918, right in middle of this already messy year, that's when the murders start.
I feel like when I'm like really into the beginnings, like when you're like really like setting the scene, I almost forget it's a murder.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit.
I was like, oh no.
Well, now we get into it. So first up, we are going to talk about Joseph and Catherine Maggio. They're this like sweet Italian couple who own a little grocery store in a quiet neighborhood. They live in the apartment right above their shop, which is pretty typical at the time. Most owners are like shop owners. They actually just had an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like really easy for them to,
go up and down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The commute was simple. And so they're making a good living and they're very comfortable. But on the morning of May 23rd, 1918, their neighbors noticed something weird because their grocery store hadn't opened and Joseph and Catherine aren't answering their apartment door. So at first people assume maybe they're sick. Remember the flu's going around, so people are getting sick pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
But when neighbors finally decide to check on them, they find something so much worse. Joseph and Catherine are both dead, and not just dead, they have been brutally murdered.
Oh.
Their throats have both been slashed with a straight razor. So like,
oh my God.
Like think barber, like kind of thing, like
no,
Sweeney Todd style. Do you want me to keep describing it?
No.
Okay, because I'm going to anyways. Catherine her throat had been slashed so deep that she was almost decapitated. And then Joseph's head has been smashed in with an axe, and there is blood everywhere. It is on the walls, the floor, the bed.
Damn.
It's a complete nightmare. I mean, to hit somebody with an axe, like, think about it. You're hitting them, which is already a violent thing, but then when you lift it back up, there's blood on the axe, which is like splattering everywhere.
So they're like, ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just swinging my arms around.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But so then here's where it gets even creepier, is that the back door of their apartment had been chiseled open. So
like chiseled with an axe?
No, like with a chisel.
I forgot. Wait, what's a chisel again?
It's like
when you're like,
yeah, but just like the pointy one. Like you use like a chisel, and then you use a hammer, and then you chisel. And I feel like me just saying chisel over and over again is not giving you the answer that you're looking for.
No, I know now,
Okay.
but how would they not hear that? 'Cause like that's to take some time to chisel it.
Well, that's the creepy part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I could just hear that. Like, do you hear that? Sounds like someone's trying to chisel the door.
Yeah, like the killer literally carved their way inside the house.
That's crazy.
And so, like, if someone was that determined, you'd also be assuming that they would be like wanting something from the house, but nothing was stolen. Like,
They just wanted to kill them.
They just killed them.
Jeez.
I mean, if you're chiseling and you're quiet, like that's probably got to take a while.
That probably took like literally all night.
Yeah. So then, that's why it's so violent, because he's freaking pissed off after chiseling for like hours.
So he just really like lets loose. Yeah. Like, after he gets in there, after like being like, ding,
he's
ding,
like,
ding,
really?
ding.
They're like, you didn't have to chisel. Like, if that's what's
idiot.
If that's what you're so angry about, maybe we just cut out step 1 and then everybody's okay. Yeah. Well, anyways, so now the police are involved and they're like, what the hell is this? Because it, like I said, doesn't look like a robbery. And now with the determination of getting into the house, someone specifically came in to kill Joseph and Catherine, but they don't know why, because again, they're just like this sweet couple that was very like loved in the neighborhood. So the police are stumped. There are no witnesses, no fingerprints, which I brought up fingerprints in the last one. And I meant to look up, when did fingerprinting become a thing?
Oh.
Don't let me forget to do that.
Okay.
Because I question if they can get, maybe in the 1900s. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
So there's no fingerprints because they can't get them. Just kidding. And then there's like no obvious motive because, again, well-loved couple.
Yeah.
So the only clues they have are the razor used to slash the necks, the axe, and both of those things are left behind. And then also the fact that the back door was chiseled open.
Wild that you can literally leave the murder weapons behind and there's no fingerprints.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
That becomes a theme.
Dang.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job, Detective Taylor. So it's basically, like you just said, it's like the killer just appeared out of like thin air. Whacked him, left nothing behind. So the police are stumped, and for a little while, the city is like kind of offset by this. So like, well, I'm sure there had been previous crimes, nothing to like this extent and this gruesome.
Yeah.
So after a while, the city does try to move on. People are shaken, but they figure maybe it's a one-time thing and just like a freak event. But then just a few weeks later, it happens again.
Dang.
So now it's June 27th, 1918, and Louis Besumer, Besumer. I know it's Louis, but I don't know if I pronounce it.
Sounds right.
Louis Besumer owns a little grocery store, and of course, it's another grocer.
I was just going to say, is that a theme too?
And just like Joseph and Catherine Maggio, Louis, and he's actually with his mistress, live in an apartment above the shop. So now it's early morning and the store isn't open. A delivery and they hadn't opened just yet. So not unusual, just before store hours.
Yeah.
But a delivery driver shows up to drop off some goods, but when he knocks, there's no answer. So he waits a bit, knocks again. This is unlike Louis to not answer the door. And so he gets to a point where he's like, okay, something's wrong. So he goes around the back and finds, guess what?
A chisel?
The door chiseled open.
Bizarre.
Yeah. So when he steps inside, he finds Louis and Harriet in their bed. And again, it is bad. They are covered in blood, but they're barely breathing. So the room is a complete mess. Louis has been hit in the head with an axe, and Harriet's skull has been fractured, and there's blood again.
And they're still breathing?
Everywhere. Yeah. They are both still alive, barely, but alive. And even though Louis's head has been split open, the man somehow manages to stand up and get to his shop, and he ends up calling for help. I don't know why the delivery guy didn't do anything, but
he's like, you're no help. Get out of the way.
Yeah. I got to do everything around here.
Got to stand up with a split skull.
Yeah. So the police come rushing in, and they're immediately like, not this again. This guy, stop selling people chisels, everybody. So the scene is like obviously eerily similar to the Maggio murders. And things get interesting because unlike the Maggio murders, both Louis and Harriet do survive. So naturally the police are like, well, now maybe we'll get some answers because now this has happened twice.
Yeah.
Spoiler, no, they don't. So here's the thing about getting hit in the head with an axe is it messes with your memory. And so Louis and Harriet are both in rough shape. And
oh, that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Like you literally were going to get murdered and now you can't remember who did it.
Yeah.
So you don't know
how
who to
scary.
Look out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Harriet does finally manage to talk. And she tells the police she thinks the attacker actually might have been one of Louis' ex-employees. Or maybe she meant to say axe employees.
I liked the jazz one better.
Thanks. Well, sorry. I'll get better, I promise. Actually,
I was saying my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's my last pun. So, so anyways, this sounds promising. It makes sense. Like this is kind of a, not an original motive, but a disgruntled employee who might have a grudge would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But Harriet's condition is getting really bad and she starts changing her story.
Oh, no.
And then at one point, she even blames Louis. And Louis like, what the fuck?
She's like, it was him.
Yeah.
His head's like in half.
Yeah. He's still got the axe in his head.
Oh my God, I just pictured that.
So Harriet isn't really credible anymore.
They just stop taking notes and close the book.
So she's like, they did it.
The police officer, you did it.
She takes the axe. She's like, hold this for a second. He did it.
She's like, you know what? I think I did it. It's enough, Harriet.
So they do end up arresting the guy that she had originally claimed, but then they're like, okay, now crazy Harriet. Harriet with the hatchet. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And so they let the guy go.
And the guy's probably like, what the fuck?
He's like, I don't even live in New Orleans.
I worked for them one summer.
So they let the guy go and it's just chaos. The investigation basically goes nowhere and Harriet ends up taking a turn for the worse and she passes away. I feel like they probably just hit her one more time.
We really can't take these accusations. She's just spewing out.
Yeah.
It was probably her husband. Just kidding.
Well, she accused him.
Yeah.
So she ends up actually passing away like several weeks later. And there were like a couple different things that they said. I mean, I assume the axe wound had a pretty significant part of why she passed away. But I did read something sad that she was really insecure because of it like being to her face, that she went to the doctor to like get it fixed. And
where
she
was
actually
the axe in like the middle of her face?
I don't know.
She just wanted to get rid of the mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it said that she was hit in the head, so I assume like there was something that was like structurally different that she wanted fixed, and she might have passed away from the surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was just
sad.
one thing I read though, so who knows if it's true or not, but
yeah.
Harriet did not make it. But now we're going to fast forward to August 5th, 1918, and we're talking the attack on Joseph Romano. And this is one of the only attacks that actually gives a glimpse of the Axeman.
The Axeman?
Yeah. So they start calling. That was a really bad reveal of that name. This is
I thought it was good.
Okay. So this is the Axeman of New Orleans.
They should have given him the Chisel Man, though.
Yeah, but then I feel like that maybe like could be swayed into like he's chiseled, like buff.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking it'd make him sound worse, but you're right.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm chiseled.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do a spin, a PR, like
Dang,
change that narrative real fast. So this is the only thing that gives us the glimpse of the Axeman.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's August 10th, 1918. Joseph Romano is an elderly Italian grocer because, of course, he's an Italian grocer, just like the other two. He lives with his two nieces, Pauline and Mary Bruno, in a small house. And it's a quiet night, and the girls are asleep in their rooms when they start hearing strange noises coming from their uncle's room. When they rush to see what's going on, they find their uncle bleeding out on the floor. He's been struck in the head with an axe, and he is struggling to stay conscious. Now, here's where it gets chilling. So Pauline and Mary are panicking, and they're trying to help their uncle, but they catch a glimpse of a man out of the corner of their eye fleeing the house. They don't get a really good look at him, but they describe him as a tall, heavy-set man wearing a dark suit and a slouched hat. And a lot of people
Italian mob?
Detective Taylor.
Really?
I'm going to go into theories later.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
I mean, it sounded like how an Italian mob guy would dress in a cartoon.
Well, I was going to think that you might have gone to Hat Man.
Oh. That would be very gruesome of Hat Man.
Yeah.
I don't think Hat Man was heavy set, though.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like slender.
And also rude.
Not to fat shame.
Yeah. Heavy set? Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean,
did you say heavy set or did I make that up?
No, I did.
Okay, I was like, wait, I just like made him heavy set.
But I thought you were going to be more excited about the hat, so we're just going to skip over the hat.
How big was the
people
brim?
get like there's a lot of people that go real into this hat, but
really?
Yes, one of the things is that like because it's described as like a slouched hat, that was kind of a trend for more of like mafia mob type people. Mm-hmm. So whether they actually got a real good look at the hat or not, that's enough hat talk. Moving on. But it is a big deal that the fact that anyone saw anything, because they have not like been able to see this guy at all. Nobody's had even a glimpse. So unfortunately, Joseph does not survive his injuries, and he does die shortly after the attack, leaving the police with yet another unsolved case. And just like in the other attacks, the back door of the house had been chiseled open and nothing was stolen. The axe was left behind. And so now it's feeling like Axeman has his MO, you know? Mm-hmm. So now the city is on edge. People start locking their doors, which like wasn't really a thing back then. You know, I feel like we all know to like keep security tight, but it took a while for people to understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know why it took an Axeman to do that. But. Also, families start sleeping in shifts. So they'll actually keep somebody awake to like watch over the rest of the family so that if anybody does intrude, they can like warn the family or get call for help. Do you think we should implement that into our own homes? Or never mind.
Like, he could just be awake all night.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Can't sacrifice.
I could not stay awake all night to save my life. And then also because of the trend of the attacks happening on grocery store owners, specifically Italian grocery store owners, they become terrified because now they're like, he's coming after us.
Oh, that's scary.
So New Orleans, as we probably all know, has a haunted history. Mm-hmm. And so theories start to arise. And one of them is that Axeman isn't a man at all. That he is actually some sort of ghostly or paranormal figure, or dare I say, demon.
Whoa.
Because there's like they see the chiseling to get into the house, but then there's like no proof of somebody actually in the house, nothing stolen, and then it just seems like he disappears. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you'd think that, like, if he's leaving the axe, they're gonna figure out who's buying all the axes in town, unless he's, like, buying them somewhere else.
He tends to, I guess a lot of people just had axes laying around in their house because a lot of the axes were actually, like, already in their home. And he was
Really?
using them.
Oh. Weird.
Yeah. So that was an interesting thing, is he would use what was already, like, in the house.
Would he take his chisel?
Yeah, he seemed pretty attached to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just wondering.
Well,
he's like, this I need.
This coming with me. So seems like things can't get any worse, but the Axeman takes it up a whole notch. And on March 13th, 1919, the Times-Picayune, which is the big newspaper in New Orleans, gets a letter. And it is from the Axeman himself. So you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. So it starts, Hell, March 13th, 1919. Esteemed mortal, they have never caught me, and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible, even as the ether that surrounds your earth. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the Axeman. When I see fit, I shall come and claim other victims. I alone know who they will be. But I'm very fond of jazz music.
It's like his dating profile.
Oh my God, that would actually be amazing.
Loves jazz music. Hates Italian grocers.
Loves chiseling. So he says, but I'm very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose home a jazz band is in full swing. If everyone has a jazz band going, so much the better for you people. On this thing, one thing is certain, some of your people who do not jazz it on a Tuesday night will get the axe.
Oh my God.
The Axeman.
That's very, I get that he wants the party to go like all night. Respect there.
Well,
if you do not jazz it on a Tuesday night,
jazz it
done.
on it.
I did not think it would go that direction. So they have to have, did he say a band playing in
They
the
have
house?
to be playing jazz music at least.
Oh,
so
from like 24/7?
Mm-hmm. They have to jazz it.
Oh my God.
So what New Orleans says, say less. They go all in.
Dang.
So
They
on the
gave him
night
what he
of
wanted.
March, sorry.
Oh, I just said they gave him what he wanted.
Yeah, well, they were like, I mean, less more.
They're like, all right.
We don't need an excuse to party. So on the night of March 19th, 1919, the entire city turns into one big jazz festival. Bands are playing on street corners. Families are cranking up the music in their houses, and bars are packed wall to wall. Bars also extend their hours. So, like, because one of the things is they're like, well, one, they want to party. But two, they're like, safety in numbers. Like, come to my bar and, like, we'll stay open late for you guys. So
they're like, it's for safety.
Yeah, it's
they're
safety.
Like, drink more shots.
Let's go. But it works. That night, not a single person is killed. So just when the city thought maybe we've seen the last of Axeman, he came back. So August 10th, 1919, just a few months after they jazz it up, a man named Steve Bocca, who is another Italian grocer, this Axeman has a type, is attacked in his home. Steve actually survives the attack, but it is terrifying. So he wakes up in the middle of the night to a shadowy figure standing over him holding an axe. And before he can react, the figure strikes him in the head. Somehow Steve manages to stumble out of his house and make it to a friend's house for help. And when the police investigate, they find the same pattern. Back door chiseled open, axe left behind, nothing is stolen. So they're like, Axeman is back.
Oh.
Freaking gay. Not even a month later, on September 2nd, 1919, the Axeman strikes again. This time, the victim is a 19-year-old woman named Sarah Lohman. And Sarah is found unconscious in her bed with severe head injuries and several missing teeth. So he had knocked her teeth out.
Dang.
She's been attacked with, you guessed it, an axe.
Mm-hmm.
The door of her home has been chiseled open, just like in the other cases. Here's another twist. Sarah also survives, and when she wakes up, she has no memory of the attack or any idea who could have done it. So, October 27th, 1919, Mike Pepitone. This is the final known attack of the Axeman. He is yet another Italian grocer, and he is found dead in his home. And so Mike's wife wakes up in the middle of the night to the sound of like struggles.
Yeah.
And when she rushes into the bedroom, she finds her husband laying in a pool of blood. He has been struck in the head with an axe. And this time the scene is a little different. Like there's more blood than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's whoever did it like went on a complete frenzy. So like all of the other scenes are definitely bloody, but they just say that this one just was like unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
Like blood was everywhere. So it was, a complete frenzy attack. Door has been chiseled open and nothing is stolen. And then his wife does say that she saw a figure fleeing the scene, but it wasn't as clear as what the girls saw, and that it was way too like far in the distance to even know if it was related to what had happened in their house. And she couldn't make out any like discernible,
So he's pretty quick.
Well,
yeah.
Axeman.
Or Axeman.
Yeah. Maybe they're in on it together.
Maybe.
So what makes this so interesting is after the attack on Mike, the Axeman just disappears. There's
forever.
No more attacks, no more letters, nothing. It's like he just vanished.
So they never
found him.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So to this day, no one has been able to figure out exactly who the Axeman was, why he targeted grocers, or why he spared the people who played jazz that night. That doesn't mean people don't have theories, though.
So many questions.
So many questions. So we're going to go into the theories around Axeman now.
Okay.
So theory number 1 is kind of the basic serial killer theory. So this is the most like straightforward explanation that the Axeman was just your classic serial killer, someone who killed for the thrill or out of some type of like twisted compulsion. He did follow a clear pattern. We know the chiseling, the attacking with the axe, leaving the weapons behind, not stealing anything. And then serial killers often thrive on fear or control. So the ability to have the entire city like at his command on that jazz night was definitely a sign of potentially serial killer.
Yeah, I could see that. It's like, what can I make them do?
Exactly. So this is one that you brought up. Theory number 2 is the mob hitman theory. So this theory suggests that the Axeman wasn't just a random killer, but he was a professional, and specifically a mafia hitman targeting Italian grocers who hadn't paid their protection money. So many of the victims, like we stated, were Italian immigrants and grocery store owners, and a group that was often extorted by organized crime in the early 20th century. So the Axeman's precision and ability to evade capture could point to someone who knew how to cover their tracks, like a seasoned criminal. He also left no fingerprints, no witnesses, and never got caught. So that sounds like somebody who knew that what they were doing.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember. But the 19-year-old girl, was she also an Italian grocer, or was she random?
She was random. And so that's where like some of like these theories are like disproven.
I guess she
Because
could have also been related to somebody too.
yeah, because there's another one, and I didn't go into this one because people are skeptical about whether or not it was the Axeman. But there was this woman and family that was attacked, and like while it happened with an axe, it didn't fit his MO, and it felt like kind of off. But there were like similar things to it.
And then it could also be like an imitation killer or something, right?
Another theory.
Oh.
But also in that attack on the family, it was like this woman with her kid and the husband, and the woman and the husband lived, and their 2-year-old daughter was killed.
Oh.
They also weren't positive if she was actually hit in the head with an axe, or there was blood on one of the lamps, and they could have used the lamp as the attacking object. So that's why it's kind of like, was it Axeman or was it like somebody else?
Yeah.
So there are some of like, again, there's lots more stories that people attribute to Axeman that are unsolved, but some of them don't always match. So that's why.
Yeah.
Third theory is the racial hatred theory. With a lot of immigrants coming in, obviously this is going to have some tension rising, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So some people believe the Axeman's attacks were racially motivated. Most of the victims were Italian immigrants, and anti-immigrant sentiment was high in the early 1900s. Let's be very clear, we are not on an anti-immigrant side.
Yeah.
Like nervous laughter, that wasn't supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Italians were often viewed as outsiders, and they faced discrimination from wealthier established communities. So, like you said, almost all of the victims were Italian, or they were connected to an Italian immigrant or the community.
Mm-hmm.
And the accent, so the theory is like the Axemen may have been specifically targeting grocers as well, because they represented more of like the successful immigrant population, and that pissed him off.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural theory.
I like that one.
I know. Had to throw it in there for you. So, like I said, it's New Orleans, and they have a lot of, paranormal stuff going on. So some people believe that Axeman wasn't human at all. They say he was a ghost, a demon, or some other supernatural entity. So the reason they believe this is because he seemed to appear and disappear without a trace. No one ever saw him clearly, and he left no fingerprints or other physical evidence behind. New Orleans has that rich history of ghost stories, voodoo, and supernatural legends, so it's easy to imagine Axeman as part of that lore.
And he also left a letter saying he was.
His letter to the Times-Picayune was weird. He claimed to be a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell, which only fueled the idea that he wasn't human.
Yeah. I feel like he was probably going through all the theories and was like, ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. He's like, let's see how far I can take this one.
Yeah.
Okay. The copycat theory. Some people believe the Axeman wasn't just one person, but it was actually multiple killers. The idea is that the original Axeman may have started the attacks, but after his letter became public, other people started copying his methods. So why this makes sense, or could make sense, is the Axeman's attacks were spread out over 18 months, which is a very long time for one person to stay active without getting caught. Some of the later attacks had slight differences from the earlier ones, like the level of violence or the way the crime scenes were left. And this is the biggest thing that they suggest could be why it was possibly different people copying Axeman and trying to get in on the trend. Mm-hmm. This one's my favorite.
Can't wait to hear it.
So it's a little like tongue-in-cheek, but some people think that Axeman's letter was basically a weird PR stunt for Jazz.
You would like that one.
Yeah. So the Axeman's letter is obsessed with jazz. He literally says he'll spare anyone who's playing jazz music, which is power move. Yeah. And then after the letter was published, jazz became even more popular in New Orleans, and people were throwing jazz parties and hiring bands just to stay safe.
I could see that because I could see them doing it the first night and then being like, that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
We
We should do this more often. Well, that is the story of the Axeman of New Orleans.
That was a good one. I think that's one of my top 3. And that was the Axeman. If that's not your favorite story of Colleen's now too, then I don't even know. Next up is Colleen's favorite story of mine. And like I said, she picked The Bell Witch. So let's leave New Orleans and head on over to Tennessee. So this takes place in the 1800s. And in late 1804 or early 1805, John Bell and his wife, Lucy Williams Bell, with their 6 children.
I know this one.
Settled near the banks of the Red River in Robertson County, close to present-day Adams, Tennessee. And this is, the Bell Witch.
Yep, I know. Okay.
And I don't think I said this yet since we started recording, but there's tons of variations of this story. So if I say one thing and you read another, who knows what's true or not, because it's been passed down over hundreds of years. So we don't really know. But I did find a couple of sources that told close to the similar story. So I just followed those only, and that's what I'm going off of.
I know this isn't a visual, but my face is just like, strap me in for a roller coaster.
I'm going to tell you right now, I could have gone into a lot more detail, and I did not. So, you got this.
Okay, thank you.
And if you need a break, let me know. So, they moved to Tennessee from North Carolina, and they lived there for over a decade, and they had a pretty regular life. They lived on a farm, nothing really crazy, middle of nowhere, average life. The first strange events began in 1817 and occurred outside the Bell house. This phenomenon transpired as John Bell was walking in a cornfield close to his home, and he saw a dog unlike anything he'd ever seen before sitting in the corn row fields looking at him. When he saw it, he immediately thought, is that a dog? Is that a wolf? Something about it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So them having I believe they had a farm. He grabs his gun and he goes to shoot at it.
What?
Because, if they have cattle and stuff, I think that's what they did. I don't know.
Okay. Well, no, pet first, and then.
This was what he explained is a big ass wolf/dog looking creature. Something that does not look friendly. That spooked him enough to be like, I need to grab my gun.
Okay, so it had a terrifying. Okay, so it was
it was staring at him. So he was thinking not like a dog, prancing through the field.
Well, and I'm also notorious for thinking coyotes are stray dogs and trying to pick them up when I see them on the side of the road. So
coyotes also do kind of look like dogs, though. They're skinny and little. So I get that.
They're cute.
Yeah. When I was that walking path by my house, there was baby coyotes on the other side by the you know how it has the wash in between. I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. But I'm like, where's the mom?
Well, they don't attack people. That's something to note, that they don't attack people. They're they're like scavengers.
I kind of fit because I see them pretty often.
I'm gonna pet one day.
You gonna try it?
Oh, I'm gonna try.
Okay. You keep me posted on it. And you live on the mountains. So
I know, we get them all the time.
Yeah, she has a lot of opportunities to attempt that.
They are really creepy at night though, because they sound like crying babies.
You told me that, and I had no idea that's what they sounded like, and that would be terrifying to hear at night.
Yeah. Okay, this isn't a coyote podcast.
Okay.
Sorry, I derailed you.
No. So anyway, he grabs his gun and he took a shot at it, and he thought he had hit it, but it ran off. And so I was like, okay. And so that occurrence, when it happened, they didn't really think that much of it. But looking back after what happened later, they're like, that's what started it.
Because he shot at it?
Yeah. So then it started.
Maybe if he had pet it.
That is true. If he just left it alone, been like, okay, I'm going, okay.
Yeah. Pet first, ask questions.
Do your thing.
Later. Yeah.
So how long after that, his son, Drury, weird name, also saw.
Kind of cute.
Oh, it is. I'm like, Drew? He also saw a strange looking creature that he had not seen before. And he described it as looking like a turkey, like a large one, which is like, it really could have just been a turkey.
Sorry, but turkeys are kind of terrifying.
They are very scary. Like yeah, they chase people too.
I was just gonna say, and then like they're really aggressive, like swans.
Yeah, they're aggressive. So I'm like, I feel like that sighting, it could have really been a turkey.
Don't pet.
Yeah. And that's another thing they say. They're like, we're originally from North Carolina. Like, maybe we don't know all of the animals out here. It could have just been a turkey. So, soon after, another sighting, their daughter, Betsy, saw a pretty young girl in a green dress hanging from a tree close to the house. And she tried to like communicate with her, but she was also hanging. So I'm like, what do you expect her to say? And then she went running to the house to grab her parents, and they returned and the girl wasn't there.
Oh my gosh.
And so soon after the sightings, things began to happen in the Bell home. Family members began to hear strange sounds like soft whispering, slight knocking on the doors and windows, and they like someone being choked, like gasping for air.
Oh, I hate that.
I know, me too. And then rat like scratching like inside the walls. They repeatedly searched for the source of the noises, and they grew louder and kept them awake at night. And so they'd be trying to sleep, and then they'd start hearing it. And as soon as they get out of bed, it'd stop, be silent. And so it was keeping them awake.
These are like sneaky fuckers.
I know. Trying to play games.
They're like, hide and seek, bitch.
I feel like I would just put like earplugs in and be like, fuck off.
Wait, Tara said we can't cuss as much anymore.
Oh, that's true. But our rating does say explicit.
Yeah, sorry, Tara. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, so they couldn't discover the origin of the noises, and then things got worse. The gnawing noises, like the scratching, they started hearing it on their bedposts. Oh, which when you said the bed thing, I was like, which made it even harder for them to sleep. And again, they would feel it on the bed. They'd jump off. Nothing.
Taylor. But it was at the bed. I'm imagining front of the bed. End of the bed freaks me out for some reason. Front of the bed.
Because the end of the bed is so much more like vulnerable because it's like your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand you. I'm 34 years old and I still tuck my feet in under the blanket. I don't care.
I can't sleep without my neck covered because I'm scared of vampires.
Okay. I was going to be like me too, but not vampires. But I feel like I have to sleep with it up to there just to be protected. Yeah. It's like a shield.
I guess I have like a specific threat in mind.
You're like, they can't get my neck if my blanket's covered
now. Sorry, Nosferatu.
So moving on. They heard wings flapping on the ceiling, chains being dragged across the floors, which forgot to mention, but this is also like the slavery era.
Oh.
Which don't love that. But that when they said that chains being dragged, it's like that could be possible that it's, I don't know.
No,
you know
I get what you say.
Yeah. Like a haunting of like maybe like someone that was in slavery passed away, like I don't know. And anyway, they would hear like dog fights inside the house, but no dogs.
Don't shoot it.
The The dog's like, you shot at me, I'm bringing it inside your house. When family members finally fell asleep, their bed covers would be mysteriously pulled off, and especially Betsy. Just when the Bell family members thought things could not get worse, the physical abuse started from the spirit. It came to be known as especially cruel to John Bell, the dad, and then Betsy, the daughter. Still don't know why, but it picked on them. Yeah. The sons, Joel and Richard, were messed with, but to a lesser degree. And then I think the youngest son, John Jr., she actually, and the ghost presents itself as a she.
Okay.
Showed affection and like respect to John Jr. and Lucy, the mother. Oh. And it was also said that the spirit said Lucy was the most perfect woman living. So
I love
she admired her and she hated everybody else. Yes. So weird. It's just, it makes you wonder, like, what is this spirit? Like, where did it come from? What's the background?
Lucy conjured it.
Yeah, probably. She's like, just deal with this stuff, please.
She the middle child.
And that's one thing I probably should have looked more into, is like if they ever found more of an identity, but like I feel like it would have said in the articles.
Yeah. Like you said, there was a lot of research that you did on this one.
Yeah, and
well, on all of them, but
I feel like I had to look into a lot more of it just because of the different stories.
Yeah.
But so Betsy Bell suffered the most torment from the spirit, aside from her father. She endured sharp, invisible pricks, and then she was slapped across the face and dragged across the room by her hair.
No, that's terrifying.
I know.
Wait, remember we talked about what level ghosts you have to get to?
This lady was level 1,000.
Yeah.
But she also was, I mean, it's because they call her like the Bell Witch. Like, I don't know.
She's been training her whole life.
Who knows what century she's from? So the attacks were relentless, with objects like combs flying from her hands. Fearing for Betsy's safety, the Bell family often sent her to stay with her friend, particularly Fenny Thorne was her name.
Just move.
So the entity followed her there as well.
Oh, God. Okay.
It continued its torment by untying her shoelaces and flinging her shoes across the room.
I sort of love this witch.
I feel like it's a bully.
Yeah.
And when Fenny, her friend, confronted the spirit about its actions, it responded with loud, mocking laughter.
Oh my God.
Like, kind of a dick.
She's like, try me.
She's like, again, silly humans. What are you going to do about it?
You can't even see me.
And so this part is another part where I saw a different variation. So it says that Betsy eventually started kind of like dating this guy, Joshua Gardner, and they got engaged to be married, and the spirit kept telling her to leave him and not marry him. So she eventually just broke up with him out of like kind of fear.
Wait, Betsy? I thought she didn't like Betsy.
She doesn't. So she kind of ruined her romantic affair.
Oh, okay.
But then, so there's another variation that said it was the complete opposite. Like she wanted her to marry. And I don't really understand that. So I just put this one because I'm like, this makes more sense to me because she doesn't like Betsy. So, yeah.
No, that makes sense. That she was like, okay, she's going to be happy. Like, let me ruin that for you.
Yeah, exactly. Gotcha. So starting in 1817, same year. John Bell became a primary target of the spirit's abuse as well, both physically and verbally. It constantly taunted him, calling him Old John Bell, while hurling curses, threats, and insults.
So she's like the original like podcaster kind of. She's just talking crap to me.
I guess. Not long after the haunting began, John developed difficulty speaking, eating, and swallowing, and he started just getting sick. He described the sensation that he was feeling as if he had a wooden stick wedged between his cheeks. So I'm guessing, like, I can't imagine that. I don't know.
Do you want to go get a wooden stick?
No. But he said it was painful. The entity frequently threatened John's life, and when questioned about the hatred towards him, the spirit replied, because he deserves killing.
Oh my god. She
never offered like further explanation. She just zeroed in on him. Don't like him. Want him.
He's like, but why?
He's like, why me? Is it just because I tried to shoot the...
I mean, honestly, if I could haunt somebody for trying to shoot a dog, I probably would.
Yeah. So John had hoped to keep news of these odd events from leaking to the community, just for his like reputation. And there's a lot of weird things going on, but the activity grew worse and he eventually relented. He approached their neighbor, James Johnston, and told him of what was happening. Johnston was not willing to fully accept the story because, I mean, it sounds wild.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to dismiss like his friend because obviously he seemed terrified. Uh-huh. So he offered to spend the night at the Bell residence, and apparently the evening was calm at first, and then until he went to sleep. And he was awoken by the same sounds that had plagued the Bell family, and would later tell John that he firmly believed a spirit was was in the household.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I believe you.
This is you trying to get me to go ghost hunting, and I'm like, absolutely, I'm not as good of a friend.
You're like, I believe you, and I just don't want to see it. You don't need to prove it. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So their sons joined the military, and the story kind of spread through there too, and it reached Andrew Jackson, who was the commander at the time, not the president yet, I think, because it was 1819. So he
what?
Yeah. And so according to the legend, Andrew Jackson ventured to the challenge to see like the spirit. And so they were heading to the household, and they had all the supplies, and he brought soldiers with him. And
that's amazing.
I know.
But also like the respect for that witch of like,
she's like, come at me.
Let's go.
So as they're on their way to the Bell household, the horses just stop and they refuse to go forward. And this is in quotes that he said this, but it kind of sounds like something out of like Hocus Pocus. But he says, by the eternal boys, it is the witch. Doesn't that sound like, I don't know. Hocus Pocus.
Again, the respect for this witch. You turn those horses around.
Exactly. So allegedly, a disembodied voice responded and said, all right, General, let the wagon move on. I will see you again tonight.
Again, respect for this witch. Like, I kind of love her.
So one of Jackson's men allegedly claimed to be a witch lair, which is like slayer or lair. But anyway, you know what I mean.
Wait, no, I don't.
I feel like he's
taking down witches.
Yeah, he's like acting like that's like he's done this before. And I mean, they say like food and drink, so I mean maybe this guy's like he's getting a lot of liquid courage.
Yeah.
I can take her. So the man rambled on about different supernatural forces he encountered, only for the witch to interrupt, attacking the man as she had the bells themselves. Invisible hands pounded on the supposed witch hunter, and she even threw him out of the house, dragging him.
I'm literally fist pumping right now. I love her so much. But also don't come for me.
Yeah, don't me.
Respect me. I respect you.
We respect you. Don't come for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, they stayed for a while, and it's not said what happened the rest of the night, but according to the legend, whatever happened that night was enough to change Jackson's mind. And in the morning, he and his men loaded up the wagon and set off for Nashville, leaving the Bells to their fate. And he was quoted saying, I would rather face the whole of the British Army than spend another night in the Bell House.
She's amazing.
She's wild.
I love her.
This started in 1817 and it continued until John Bell died in 1820. And his death was strange. Like, obviously, he like immediately started getting sick through those years, and then a vial was found next to his deathbed with a liquid inside, and they thought it was poison. Like,
she poisoned him?
they think that she poisoned him. And so Tennessee is the only state to recognize a person's death to the supernatural because they ruled it a supernatural.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Isn't that crazy?
I want to die in Tennessee. No, I don't. Just kidding.
No.
Just
Too
kidding.
far away from me.
Take it back immediately.
So I pulled up this website really quick because it talks about a little bit about like what I was telling you before we were recording. So around this time, it says the story developed in the period between the Second Great Awakening and spiritualism. She's coming for me right now.
Oh my God, John.
I mean, it's spiritualism.
If she starts talking,
oh my God.
I'll take everything back I said positive about her.
I don't know what's up with that word in it today, but anyway. So the Second Great Awakening was a Protestant religious revival that had some of its strongest influence in the frontier regions of Kentucky and Tennessee from the late 1790s until the 1820s. And when they say revival, I don't know if that's because a bunch of people would get together. It said like up to like 20,000 people. Like, I don't know if it was like some sort of like it was a meeting. Like, I don't know if it was like a camp types of situation where they would just stay there for days. But they said that they saw some weird behavior from the people. Like, they would speak in tongues. Ooh. They would seem like they were in trances, and they would do like, I don't know, like, you know, have you ever seen like those videos where like people like they're like the Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
They're like jerking and stuff. Yeah. Like, so they were seeing that type of thing happen. And the behavior was just very odd. But yeah, so a lot of that was going on. Yeah, so I'm just going to read another like quote from here. So it says, some observers of these behaviors saw them as proof of the presence of the Holy Spirit at the meetings, while others interpreted it as evidence of Satan at work. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, it was just, I feel like a lot of that stuff was going on at the time, so it kind of made sense. Like if they were also experiencing a little bit of that at their house. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it was common.
I hate that.
I do too. Not a fan. But yeah, slowly after he died, she kind of disappeared. Like it was less and less.
Really? What did he do? He shot the dog. He tried to shoot the dog. That's what he did.
They were also like, going back to like the slavery era, they were slave owners, and like they were like, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. It could have been something about that. But it's just, no. Don't know where she came from, but she wreaked havoc.
But she came.
So yeah, hopefully I did that story some justice. But as I said again, different variations, so there might be a whole other story.
I like I said, I have heard of this one before, and I think you nailed it. Like, oh, I love it.
And that wraps up our episode for today. If you guys have any favorite episodes you want to tell us about, you can email us at igsttystories@gmail.com or send us a DM or comment your favorite story on any of our social media platforms at IGST2YPod. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in 2026.